I hope you like hotcakes. I always seem to think they taste a little better when they're heart-shaped. For me? Here comes Grandma. Here comes Grandma.
Yeah, feel that beat, feel that beat. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mickey. Come on, Mickey. Let's dance.
Dance? I thought you'd never ask. I'd love to.
Welcome, everyone, to the Mickey Shorts and More Disney podcast. My name is Steve.
My name is Keaton.
And we are here this week to talk about Goofy's grandma, which we'll get to in just a minute. But before we do that, let's do a quick recap to see how things are going. Keaton, how was your Christmas?
Good.
Did Santa bring you some cool stuff?
Yes. And I got a Sorcerer Mickey stuffy.
Yep. So last week you said on the podcast you wanted a Sorcerer Mickey stuffy, right?
Yes.
You said you wanted a remote control airplane.
That was a drone.
Yep, you got that in a little small drone. And what else did you say you wanted?
A roller coaster kit.
And did you get a roller coaster kit?
Yep.
So
That's what I wanted.
I guess you've been a pretty good kid this year then, huh? And a good podcast host, right?
I bet Santa knows.
I'm sure he keeps track of what we're doing, so hopefully Santa is a listener to the Mickey Shorts and More podcast. That's what he's listening to on his sleigh on his way over the Atlantic, right?
That's funny.
And he's just from last week, he's like, "You jinglings." Because apparently that's what Santa says. So hopefully everyone also had a great Christmas, and hopefully everyone has a fantastic New Year's Eve tonight. Make sure you have a nice, safe celebration and get ready to ring in that new year and welcome 2020. Keaton, what are our plans for New Year's Eve?
We are going to play video games.
Yes, we have our own party. We're going to be playing some
Games?
some Disney Infinity, because that's one of our favorites.
Disney Infinity is a Disney game.
Yes, it is. So, a lot of good things going on. Now, one of the things that I always like to do at the beginning of the year, like everybody else on planet Earth, is talk about New Year's resolutions, which are things we want to do in the new year. And yes, we do have some interesting goals for the Mickey Shorts and More podcast. We'll just cover those here briefly because there is more stuff to talk about this week. So the Mickey Shorts and More podcast is going to continue into and throughout 2020. Once again, we'll be covering a new episode of the Mickey Shorts each and every week, so make sure you tune in. We are going to do some other stuff too. I mean, granted, this might bump one of the Mickey Shorts for a week, but that's okay because we still have good Mickey Mouse content coming up. Starting in February, we're going to do a couple of shows to get everybody ready to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, because that opens up March 4th, and there's some things you need to know about Mickey Mouse and Mickey Mouse's Mickey Shorts universe, so to speak, to help you get ready to ride that ride. So yeah, we will take a little bit of time in February to make sure everyone is ready for the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway ride with some exclusive shows there, but those will be coming up. Again, more, those episodes every week of the Mickey Shorts. And we have a goal. Something we want to try to do. And we'll see. We'll let you see if this actually happens or not. But we're reaching out. We're going to try. I want to get some of the animators and some of the production people that actually make the shorts on the show to talk about their roles and what they do as part of the behind the scenes of the show. I think that would round out things nicely if we can get those interviews scheduled. That is the goal.
And I got a new game for Christmas.
Which one?
It's called Carnival Games.
Carnival Games. I'm guessing that's on the docket for New Year's Eve?
Yep.
Yep, it is. So, those are our New Year's resolutions for the Mickey Shorts and More podcast. We are looking forward to a lot of goodness in 2020. We've had a great time doing this so far throughout 2019. And we look forward to continuing. Now, one other quick thing, too, to mention before we get into more of the bulk of the show. We have a special fan shout-out to make this week.
What What?
Yeah, this is something new. We've never gotten to do this before, but we got a special message this week, and I think it warrants something new. We were calling it the fan shoutout. We got a special note from Manujika Humar, and I really apologize if I am slaughtering your name. I don't speak the language, English only for me, but I'm guessing it's Manujika Humar from Malaysia. He sent Keaton some birthday wishes from on the show last month. And I should have mentioned it back then, but I got wrapped up in the news and all of the stuff going on, and I failed to mention it. So thank you so much to Manujika Humar from Malaysia. He, as far as I know, he is our first Malaysian fan, the first one we've got an email from. So thanks for sending us a message. If you would like to send us a message as well, make sure you send it to mickeyshortsandmore at gmail.com. so that we can give you a fan shout out as well. Let us know where you're from. Show us a picture of you watching the show as he did from Malaysia, which was really cool for us. So yeah, connect with us. Send us a message. We'd love to feature you. And thank you for listening to our podcast. All right, buddy, let's do some quick news too before we get into it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It is Christmas week or New Year's week, so there's not a ton of news releases coming out of the Disney company. However, we did find another interview from some of the press on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We're going to feature a little bit of that here. What we've got here is we've got Theme Park Insider's Robert Niles talking with Executive Creative Director Kevin Rafferty about the design and the creation of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Walt Disney World.
Hi, it's Robert from Theme Park Insider. We're here in the courtyard of the fabulous Chinese Theater here at Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World. We're joined by Kevin, who has been heading up a interesting little project here, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, debuting in just 3 months.
3 months.
You guys ready?
We are ready. I can't believe it. This has been a great adventure getting here, Robert, but 3 months to go, and we're going to get there. And I'm so excited about this because this is something unlike anybody's ever seen or experienced before.
Yeah, we saw a really great preview this morning, just the pre-show. But what's interesting about this attraction is it's going to be throwing surprises at you before you even get on the ride.
Yeah, it's going to be, that's one of the things I'm most excited about, is because it has an original attraction story, an original attraction theme song. So it's all made up. It's all brand new. Nobody knows about it. So we're going to have surprises around every corner.
Tell me about how you kind of took an approach to try and make this not seem so flat, but something that really kind of comes out and busts out and makes you feel like you're in a three-dimensional experience without having to wear those glasses.
Right. Well, that was part of the challenge that we took on, because the Mickey Mouse shorts, which you can see on the Disney Channel and Disney Plus, are very flat in their style and their design, as are the characters. And it's our job as Imagineers to immerse our guests into dimensional experiences that is all around them. So you combine all the flatness of what is there to the dimensionality of the theatrical experience that you actually ride through, and that was a real challenge. And we actually raised the bar and said, how do we make it dimensional without going for the 3D glasses? And so we have a lot of little tricks in there and little surprises that you're not going to believe your eyes when you see it. I wanted the attraction to feel like you get to ride inside a Mickey Mouse cartoon short, had to look like it, had to sound like it. And Christopher Willis, who's a big fan of the parks, as well as being brilliant as a composer and a musician working in the television and the movie industry, rose to the occasion. He was so excited about delivering this music, and it's musical from the time you step in the door to the time you exit, and it's all happy. It'll make you feel wonderful.
So I'll put a link to the full video in the show notes. Just look for the Kevin Rafferty interview link. Just scroll down in whatever podcasting software you use, and you should see that there. If not, you go to our website, www.mickeyshortsandmore.com, and the link will be there under this week's episode, so you can catch the full interview here. We don't have time on the show for the full 7 minutes of information, but that was just some quick highlights. And before we get into the episode, one more cool event happened this last week, Keaton. You know what that is?
What?
Mr. Keaton here, at the age of 6, has officially learned to whistle. Would you like to demonstrate your whistling ability? There we go. All weekend long, as any parent can imagine, all we have heard is... from all over the house. His teacher at school is going to love this development. But we have a whistler amongst us, and his name is Keaton.
Are you ready for the show?
Time to watch some Mickey Mouse.
Woo!
So again, this is season 2, episode 6, called Goofy's Grandma. So, official show summary says, Mickey helps Goofy by letting his grandma stay at his house, but soon finds out that she's not the sweet old lady she appears to be. Do we have an evil grandmother on our hands?
No.
No, but we will see exactly what that means when we get into the episode. The original air date is July 11th of 2014, and then credit where credit is due. It was directed by Aaron Springer. It was storyboarded also by Aaron Springer, and it was written by Derek Bachman, Clay Morrow, Paul Reddish, and Aaron Springer. And oh my goodness, I'm about to sneeze. Oof. You know what I need to use? Someone named Keaton gave me a new Mickey Mouse mug for just an occasion like this, where I can actually have water in my Mickey Mouse podcasting mug.
Yay!
Yay! And by golly, I'm going to indulge. Listen to that Mickey Mouse water goodness. All right, so Keaton, you ready to headphone up and watch some Mickey Mouse?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Thanks. Thank you. Oh,
Oh, those darn shrinking headphones. Okay. Try that.
nice
Aha,
and happy
okay.
today.
All right. So, let's get ready. You want to give everyone a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
Goofy's Grandma. The doorbell chimes. We hear Mickey answer the door. It is Goofy. He's like, "Oh man, I'm really in a rough spot here. My mom's visiting, and my grandma's visiting. Sorry, and she needs a place to stay." Now, Mickey, as we know from future episodes, has a hard time saying no to things. So he's gonna go get his grandma. Oh, she's already there. She must have been hiding behind the door. So let's welcome in Grandma. All right. So what can we do? Well. Wait, she's getting in the fridge. She's sorting through things in the fridge. She's chucking stuff left and right, and she has just made herself a giant sandwich of Mickey's food. And she eats it in one giant bite, much to Mickey's dismay. So, now it's time to watch some TV, as sometimes it's fun to do with Grandma. Oh, and now we're watching Liberace. So, Goofy's grandma is grabbing the remote away from Mickey Mouse so she can watch monster truck racing. Oh, she just launched through the air and through the sidewall. Oops. Well, all right, time to put her to bed. So, Mickey is showing Grandma her room, and he's getting ready to go to sleep. But Grandma, of course, doesn't want to sleep in her frilly pink room. She wants to sleep with Mickey Mouse, which freaks him out. He's rolling over. Oh, she's giving him a bugle wake-up call. It's like she's in the military. She's like, "Oh, breakfast is served in the mess hall." He's like, "All right, it's early in the morning. What are we doing here?" And he's about to say, "All right, you're out of here." But then he notices, oh, she just made him a bunch of pancakes. Heart-shaped pancakes. Oh, here she's coming. She's slowly coming to give him the food. And now she just spilled it on his face. And now there's Mickey-shaped eggs and bacon making hidden Mickey, so to speak. Oh, she just destroyed something in the living room. Mickey's like, "All right, dude, Goofy, get over here and get your grandma." Goofy's like, "Oh, come on, Mick."
I knew you'd understand. You're the best.
But then we hear something weird. The sound of Goofy coming through the phone is coming from the living room. All right, what's going on here? Is this Goofy or is this Goofy's grandma? Is Goofy dressed up? This is getting confusing. He's yanking on the wig. He's assuming now that Goofy is the grandma, but Goofy just walked in. Okay, so now Mickey's like horrified because he thinks he's just hurt an elderly woman. And he's totally confused. But wait, now we're getting really confused. Wait, what? So Okay, so a costume just unzipped, and it was Donald Duck dressed as Goofy, while Goofy was dressed as his grandmother. This is also confusing. Goofy's all admitting that this is all just a ruse because he didn't want to be at his house because there's a giant spider that lives at his house. He's like, come on, let's go take care of the spider. Are you crazy? We can't keep going through this. Okay, so we're now at Goofy's house in the swamp. Mickey's like, it's no problem. Look at that. Ah! It's a giant spider. I mean, like a real life live action spider. All right, so now we're at Donald's house, and we've got Grandma Mickey and Grandma Goofy, which we both know are Goofy and Mickey dressed up, so they both don't have to deal with the spider. Okay, that was confusing. Whew. Okay, so let's deconstruct that for a minute. At the end, Goofy, who was Goofy dressed as?
A grandma.
Okay, so Goofy was the grandma. The other Goofy that looked like normal Goofy was Donald Duck.
But how do you speak
Goofy
like that?
costume? I don't know. It's a cartoon. So, a very confusing reveal there at the end when everyone assumes that things are going one way and then voila, goes another. So, Keaton, that all said, what'd you like about Goofy's grandma?
Yes, I loved it.
That really didn't answer my question. What parts did you like?
I liked when she crashed through the wall.
Right. Yes. There's a lot of mischief and mayhem going on here. I like the fact that Grandma likes to watch monster trucks. Of course, I mean, it really was just Goofy, which explains the gigantic sandwich that was made coming out of the fridge. It explains the wanting to sleep next to Mickey Mouse, because especially if there's a spider in his house, Goofy might have some separation anxiety, need some comfort. But bottom line is, if you want your friends to continue to help you out, don't dress as your grandmother and invade their space. What else, Keaton? What else stood out to you from this episode?
I liked when everybody else was dressed up as a grandma.
Oh, right, at the very end, because we had Mickey dressed as a grandma, we had Goofy dressed as a grandma, and poor Donald Duck was just like, what did I do to deserve this? Which is kind of crazy. Now, one of the things I thought was really cool, and we've seen this before, when we get to Goofy's house, and he opens the door, what does he see?
Spider.
But was it a cartoon spider?
No.
No, what kind of spider was it?
Real life.
And not just like a real, like a small picture. It was like a close up of a tarantula. Like the mandibles in the front of it. It was creepy. So, was Goofy justified in being scared?
Yeah.
Yes, he was. That was a big spider. But it's fun to watch them cut to a live action shot. They open up the door and it's actually a real life spider. Like a live production shot. This, what this is a reference to a SpongeBob SquarePants episode where they do this called Wormy. I think it's kind of the direct reference there. And this is the second time that they've used this effect where they cut to a live action shot in the middle of a cartoon. Keaton, do you remember the first one by chance? It was actually used back in Yodelberg. You remember what it was? The Yeti looks up, and what does he see coming down the mountain at him?
A avalanche?
Correct. Good memory. That avalanche was a live action shot. This is the second time they've done it with a spider. And it's kind of a recurring joke throughout the series, which we'll see in future episodes. So, anything else you'd like to say about Goofy's grandma, buddy? What was that?
I made sound from Baby Yoda.
Someone's been watching The Mandalorian.
A lot.
Yeah, that sounds like when he's getting punched in the bag. With every person in America, ticked off at the scout troopers for punching Baby Yoda. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it. I probably should have said that first. If you haven't been watching The Mandalorian, go watch it. It's awesome.
And Baby Yoda is really cute and funny.
Yes, we like Baby Yoda. And I even got a Baby Yoda t-shirt for Christmas, which made me very happy.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yes, lucky me. So, you know what that means it's time for?
Keaton's
Joke of the
the
Week.
So, Keaton, on this New Year's Eve, when the show comes out, what joke do you have for us?
2 pickles fell out of a jar onto the floor. What did one say to the other?
Okay, so let me get this straight. 2 pickles fell out of a jar, and the pickles that fell on the floor, right? Mm-hmm. What did one say to the other? Pickle me this.
Deal with it.
Dill with it.
Like, deal with it.
But it's a dill pickle, right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Nice one.
Pickle with it.
Not pickle with it. Dill with it.
Keaton's Joke of the Week.
So let's wrap this up so we can get you to bed, my friend. Remember, everyone, you can watch all of our previous episodes at www.mickeyshortsandmore.com. Check in there and watch away. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, on Google Play, on YouTube, on Stitcher. Whatever podcast player you pick, whatever podcast player you like, just do a search for Mickey Shorts and More, and hopefully we will pop up and you can subscribe to us through that. Remember, if you like this show, leave us a positive review, or leave us whatever review, positive or negative. We take feedback of all sorts on iTunes, so that way other people can find out about the show. I know every podcast says that, but it really does help us out. You can connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Just do a search again for Mickey Shorts and More, and we should show up. Email the show, as we had an email earlier, so we can feature you and talk nice things about you. Just send your comments to mickeyshortsandmore@gmail.com. Or you can even call us and leave your voicemail with your own comments on the Mickey Shorts, so we can use that in a future episode. You can call the voicemail message at 541-321-0472. Guess what's coming up next week? Captain Donald. Okay, gotta do something that's making weird noises. You're not Baby Yoda. Although you'd like to think you are. All right, everybody, have a fantastic new year. Enjoy one more week of celebration before it's all back to the real world for us next week.
Happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Day tomorrow. And with that, everyone have a fantastic week. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Dun, 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 dun. Dun.